Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar. My name is Bridget. I am the social media guru here at Realty Executive Exceptional Realtors. And today, for the next hour, we are going to be talking about Snapchat marketing. Now, at one time, Snapchat was the playful app of the mobile-obsessed teen and young adult group who were drawn to despairing messages and the candid feel of communication. And brands avoided it, understandably confused about how to interact in the social media platform and why they should invest in creating content that was only going to disappear. But that's no longer the case. Snapchat has grown up since its launch in 2012, introducing more media formats, filters, and ad formats. Not to mention, its daily active user base has reached an impressive 186 million people. Yeah. Building a brand presence on Snapchat is now a smart investment for many businesses, but creating content for this app is unlike doing so for your other marketing channels. Snapchatters expect behind-the-scenes content they can't find anywhere else and want the authentic and unpolished version of your brand. To be a successful marketer on the platform, you need a foundational understanding of how Snapchat works and a strong strategy for creating engaging stories. We'll cover all of that information and more in this webinar on how to use Snapchat for your business. First, let's review a brief definition of what the app is and some unique Snapchat capabilities so you can understand what makes it special. Snapchat is a one-to-one and group messaging app for sending photos, videos, and text messages that disappear in seconds. It has several features, including stories, which are photos or videos that can be replayed for 24 hours, memories, which are saved photos for future viewing and sharing, and filters and stickers to embellish messages. So, why should you use Snapchat? Millennials dominate Snapchat, but there's an emerging 30s to 40s demographic on the platform. About 14.4% of smartphone users 35 and up have the app installed. A market penetration of about 15% is generally the tipping point when a platform goes mainstream. What's more is that the app is predicted to skew much older within the next 2 to 3 years. And Snapchat isn't attracting plain Joes. The app has seen exponential growth among elite top earners aged 30 to 45 on both coasts. So whether your target market consists of millennials or mature buyers, Snapchat helps you extend your reach. You can download the app for free, and you don't need a pricey camera to produce content. The content doesn't have to look polished either, so you don't need to be exceptionally skilled at photography or filming. As a matter of fact, content that's rough around the edges is generally viewed as more authentic and relatable. And that is something that I also talk about in my YouTube video session there. So make sure you go to our channel and check out the video marketing for real estate and see all about that. So with Snapchat, all you need is a camera phone to produce content on the fly, making it convenient for real estate agents like you with limited resources. Taking photos or 15-second videos to showcase listed properties, neighborhoods, schools, and nearby attractions. Spice up your content by adding captions or using filters. Share your content with individuals via private messages or entire groups via stories. You can even determine how long the receiver of your message can view your content, which is from 1 to 10 seconds, before it gets deleted automatically. And any content you share on stories will be available for 24 hours, and you'll be able to keep track of who has viewed it. So, custom on-demand geofilters works much like regular filters in that they let you add decorative overlays onto your content. The only difference is that geofilters are location-specific, and only certain geofilters are available depending on the area you're in. So, to see which ones are available in your area, just swipe across the screen after taking a photo or video, then use them like you would an ordinary filter. You can also create your own geofilters for a small fee, and there are two kinds. Personal geofilters don't contain logos, business names, or marketers, while business geofilters promote businesses or brands. So the former can be used for private events, a birthday, a wedding, something like that, while the latter must adhere to Snapchat's business guidelines. Branded geofilters are a great marketing tool that helps you go hyper-local with your content. Don't forget I also say that I talk about hyper-local content in creating your online brand. Make sure you jump over to our YouTube channel and check out that video as well. So geofilters are also fantastic when it comes to real estate events like open houses and association meetings. Just make sure attendees know your geofilter exists and encourage them to use it during or after the event. The app is known for the ethereal quality it gives your content, which gets deleted after a brief period. However, this shouldn't discourage your real estate marketers from producing substantial content. The Memories feature lets you collect your snaps, bring them together to create an album, and save them for others to view. This allows real estate marketers to tell better, longer-lasting stories that revolve around a specific property or neighborhood. But even without this feature, users can take screenshots of snaps or messages they receive for future reference. On the average, Snapchat user spends about 25 to 30 minutes on the app every day. Yeah, I'm probably guilty of that myself. Over 25% of users spend just as much time messaging friends and poring over media content through live stories and Discover. Compared with Twitter, it's 5 times more effective at getting people to spend time on the platform on a per-user basis. On average, live stories attract over 20 million people each day. This means that even app users with few contacts can expect a high level of online engagement, granted they respond to messages and produce content on a regular basis. I am super, super guilty of doing Discover. I just type in some kind of topic that I want to look at, and there goes my 25 to 30 minutes, yes. By using this app, you'll be able to show people who you are and how you work as a real estate professional. Snapchat lets users see you in real-life situations, which makes you come off as authentic to potential clients in ways that paid advertising can't accomplish. While some agents make sure that their content revolves strictly around their profession, there are those who share a few snaps that aren't related to real estate to show themselves in genuine, unguarded moments. Using Snapchat also gives you the opportunity to demonstrate your knowledge of different property types, neighborhoods, real estate practices, and the industry at large. The platform can give you exposure as a trusted expert in your area. There you go. Know you, like you, trust you. Marketing your business on Snapchat isn't for everyone. So here's how we get started. This social media platform isn't like any other platform out there. It's about personalized messaging, real-time video, emojis, and doodles, and quirky content. It is raw and full of personality. Brand messaging that feels too professional is seen as boring on the app. And if you're not willing to think outside the box, experiment, and have a little fun, then this might not be the platform for you. So why would you want to market your company on Snapchat? Okay, so there's less competition, and therefore you are more likely to stand out. There's also no algorithm hiding your posts like Facebook has. If a user adds your business as a friend, they can easily see that you've added a story and play it. And lastly, there are a few ads and no links to drive traffic away from seeing and interacting with your content. All right, so first, how to set up a profile. One thing to note prior to setting up your profile is that there's almost no difference between a personal account and a business account on Snapchat. Okay, but the only real difference is that you need a business account to pay to launch ads. Personal account, no ads. Business account, you have ads. It works the same way as Facebook in that respect. However, you can still market your company, build a following, and connect with followers with a personal account, so you might consider testing out your Snapchat skills and learning the ins and outs with a personal account to start. For the sake of this webinar, I'm going to review how to set up a personal account on Snapchat. So let's just keep that in mind. Personal account is what we're going to do here. All right, so you got to open the app. Of course, you got to download it. So when you go into your Google Play or your App Store in Apple, wherever it might be, if you download the app first, then follow these particular things here. Now, when you're getting to create your username, it needs to be unique because, write this down, this is super important, it cannot be changed. So choose carefully. Got that? When you're picking your username, it cannot be changed. Other platforms allow you to change your username. Snapchat does not. A snap code is similar to a QR code. That's that little box with all the little dots in it. And you can use your phone's camera to take a photo of a snap code to add a friend. You can recreate one for your business account that can be shared with your audience through digital or printed communication, such as on a business card. Snapchat can be a frustrating app to learn. The app's interface is unlike most other social media apps, and there's no real navigation. So swiping left or right gets you to a new section of the app, and buttons and actions are controlled by icons without labels. It can be tempting to simply give up, but don't give up. Here, I'm going to share with you right now. I've got here we go, Snapchat icons file. It's a PDF right there on the side of your screen. Download it now. It's not going to be up there forever, so you can see all of the icons that Snapchat has and what they mean, because as I said in the program, they've got the buttons and actions that are controlled by icons without labels. And it can be frustrating and confusing, so download this file right now. You've got the PDF from our friends over at HubSpot. They got a icon legend for you, and I appreciate very much HubSpot, goodness, for putting out this icon legend for us. You got it? You downloaded it? Saved it to where you're going to find it? I hope so. Okay. So the core content format is called a snap, which is either a video or a photo you take from the app. All right, so you open it up. If you are in the chat screen, which has all of your lines of your user friends that you got there, swipe right to get the camera. On occasion, well, mainly when I open the app, I'm not on the chat screen. It normally comes up as a camera screen for me, so I see a black screen if I've got my phone down on the table, or if I'm holding it up someplace, I'm looking either at myself or across at whatever's in front of me. So from the stories screen, if you're on there, you need to swipe left. But to take a photo, tap the round shutter button. That's that round button down there at the bottom of my picture. To take a video, hold down the shutter button. One video can be up to 10 seconds long, but you can do multiple at a time, so just keep holding that button if you've got something longer than 10 seconds. Videos and images can be taken with the forward-facing camera, or you can use the selfie view by tapping the reverse camera button on the upper right corner of the screen. You can either add this image or video to your story or send it directly to a friend. But before you publish it for people to see, you want to add some effects to your photo. And these additions are what makes the visuals on Snapchat so unique. Snapchat offers a variety of pre-made stickers, as you see here, to choose from, such as animals, food, and various phrases. Simply tap the rounded square button with a folded corner in the menu bar and find one to add to your photo or video. You can add as many stickers to your snaps as you'd like and customize the size and location of them by pinching and zooming in or out and dragging the image on the screen. Now, if you did create a Bitmoji, kind of like I have as my picture here, you'll be able to find it and add it to your snap here as well. Additionally, on the right side of your snap, you'll see a vertical menu of icons, which provide you with a few other customization options, including the ability to add text, a freehand drawing, or URL to your snap. You can even crop your images if you like. So many fun things to play with. So as previously mentioned, you can add text. Okay, so you can do this by clicking the uppercase letter T button, inputting your phrase, and then hitting enter. Slide the text box to adjust the placement on the screen. To increase the size of the text, you can rotate it, change its color. You tap that T again. To add a drawing or doodle, select the pen icon and use your finger just to simply write on the screen. Snapchat filters are image overlays that highlight your location, the weather, altitude, and more. There are also branded geofilters that I explain that feature your company's messaging, logo, precise location, or other unique imagery. To add filters to your snaps, you need to make sure Snapchat can access your location. So you need to go into your settings and scroll down to Manage Preferences. Slide to enable the feature. Once the setting is enabled, you can add filters to an image or video by swiping right. Keep swiping, swipe right, swipe right, swipe right to choose a filter. And you can add an additional filter by holding your finger down on the first filter and swiping right again. So yeah, you can have two filters on the same picture, plus stickers, plus text, plus drums. You can do so many cool things. To add a selfie filter, also known as a Snapchat lens, You want to adjust the camera so it's in selfie mode, which means you're seeing yourself there, and then hold your finger down over your face for a second or two. You'll see some small circles and lines that appear, and it captures your face. And then down at the camera shutter button at the bottom of the screen there with the circle, you'll be able to swipe through the various lenses that are available for you to use. All right, so now that you've taken your photo or your video, you've got two decisions to make. You can save your snap to your memories using the save icon, which is the arrow with a line under it there at the bottom. And that will keep your snap saved in the app unless you go back and delete it at any point in time. Second, if you are sending a photo, you can determine the number of seconds, 1 to 10 or infinity while the snap is open. And you want to change, or you want the image to appear on your friend's screen by clicking the stopwatch symbol, and that's where you can select your amount of time. This is the 1 to 10 seconds or infinitely. I leave everything infinitely, only because I want people to decide when they want to move on to the next photo or video that's in my snap that I sent. So I just leave it set on infinite forever. When you are happy with your snap, you can choose to send it to specific individuals or add it to your story. To send it to specific friends, I've got here, as you see, select the blue circle arrow icon. You'll then be able to select the friends who will receive your snap. You can also add it to your story from this screen. And to quick add it to your story, you need to click or tap the rounded square with a plus sign. This will let your friends view your snap in a limited number of times for 24 hours. Oh, all right. So we're going to stop listening to my getting over cold nose. Yeah. And listen to our friends over at HubSpot talk about creating a Snapchat story, which is a series of images and videos that disappear after 24 hours. You can create a storyline that plays out over a series of images, or you can create a collage of visuals that highlights your brand. But before you publish your first story, you need to consider who you want to see it, and of course other future stories you create and share. By default, only your friends can see your stories. If you want to change it so that anyone can see your story, you need to go into the main menu by tapping the ghost icon, then selecting the settings icon, and scroll to Who Can, and select View My Story. Adjust this to everyone to improve the visibility of your brand's content. So let's see what our friends over at HubSpot have to say about how to create a Snapchat story worth watching.
What makes a great Snapchat story? Think of the best stories you've ever read or watched. They hook their audience with the opening line, they build suspense, making you want to continue watching, and they're full of personality and creativity. To create a Snapchat story worth watching, you have to approach it like a storyteller. But before you jump in, let's make sure that your settings are right. Swipe down from the camera view to see the main menu and tap the gear. Set Who Can See My Story to everyone. To add content to your story, go to the camera view and tap the shutter button to take a photo, or tap and hold to record a video that's up to 10 seconds long. Go ahead and add some text, resize it, or throw in a sticker and some doodles. Hit the blue arrow and choose to send to My Story. It'll be available to anyone to see on the Stories tab for the next 24 hours. One suggestion: if you're sending snaps directly to people, don't include those in your story. Yes, even Snapchat has basic etiquette. If you want your story to stand out, a little bit of planning goes a long way. It's not about stringing a bunch of random snaps together. Instead, embrace your inner director and draw out a quick storyboard. Great stories have an actual story arc, including an establishing shot to set the scene, a climax, and a call to action. This will train you to think about pacing too. Alternate between short images and video and longer shots. If you're a business on Snapchat, offer a behind-the-scenes look your audience can't get anywhere else. Ask questions, post challenges, all to increase engagement. Remember that on Snapchat, the power is in the hands of the user. There's no algorithm to dictate what content is shown. If a story fails to entertain or intrigue, they can pass right on by with the swipe of a finger. So be authentic, be fun, and ultimately be thoughtful. That's what Snapchat stories are all about.
Okay. Thanks to our friends over at HubSpot, but I've got another, as they said in the video, they're talking about the storyboard. So I have for you a Snapchat storyboard from our friends over at HubSpot that accompanies that video there. And you can break down this frame by frame format, because if it's new to you, you might need a little template to get you going on that. So try mapping out your first few stories using this particular file. Right here on the side of your screen, click download, it's a PDF. It makes it easy to see the big picture without getting overwhelmed by small details, and you'll be able to hone the messaging, content format, and style of visuals your business wants to promote. So, on the side of your screen, download the file. Do it yet? Click download, PDF. You got it? Yep. All right. My Snapchat storyboard. It's going away now. So if you didn't download it, send me a message. I can send it to you. It's gone. All right. Now, to add a friend, click the icon of the person with the plus sign next to it in the top right-hand corner of any screen in the app. Here you have a few choices for how you can connect with users through the app, including add contacts, search, and add snapcode. Add contacts will simply add your personal contacts from your mobile device. To use the search, you'll need to know and enter the person or brand's exact username you want to add. Lastly, you can add a friend by snapcode. All right, so with the snapcode, there are a couple of ways to do this. You can scan a snapcode from your camera roll. So tap the settings, like the gear, like I always tell you with Google, it's the holy grail, in your profile screen. Then click snapcodes, and then it scanned from camera roll. Or you can scan a snapcode in the app, select a picture with a snapcode in it, have a friend open Snapchat and tap their profile icon on their profile screen. Open Snapchat on your device and point your camera at their snapcode. On your screen, press and hold on your view of their snapcode to scan it and add them, or it may do it automatically, and I think that is the easiest way to add a friend if you don't know their name. Not only that, but you're standing with them, and especially if it's someone you're new to, you can get to know them right away. Once you've added friends, you can send them snaps, they can view your story, or you can start a chat. You can also add friends who have sent you a request by returning to the main menu and selecting Added Me, then clicking the plus symbol next to the usernames of those who have requested to connect with you. Once you've set up your Snapchat account for your business and mastered creating quality content for your friends, you can focus on growing your following and increasing the number of viewers your stories get. However, there are no hashtags, no suggested user lists, no other features that make it easy to get in front of people looking for new accounts to follow on the app. To grow your audience, you'll need to use the power of your other social media networks and digital marketing channels. To promote your account on these other profiles, simply grab your snapcode and create an easy-to-share graphic, kind of like what I've got here. It's a great example from Sour Patch Kids. Love Sour Patch Kids. Share this image on platforms like Instagram, Facebook, and any other social networks you manage. And just as you would with any other promotional content, only do this when it's natural. You don't want to annoy your fans and followers with call to action that attempt to drive them to another platform in a pushy and obvious way. So yeah, Sour Patch Kids here, as you can see, this is from Twitter. They posted this on their Twitter page. So you can also post it on your Instagram, post it on your Facebook, post it on your LinkedIn. That's how you're going to get other people to come over to you. Email is another great channel to use to promote your Snapchat account, and since you've got Prime Agent and free broadcasts, you can do this very easily. Another strategy to try is to write a short post for your website. And if you've got your Prime Agent website set up, you can do this there, which details your presence on the platform. That way, if someone searches for your brand and the word Snapchat in Google, it can easily find your username or snapcode. Example here. Soul Cycle. I have no words today, my goodness. is a great example of how they did this on their website. Be sure to add your Snapchat username to your social media channels and your bios and your website and everything else that I've mentioned. Use your Snap code. It's the way you're going to get people to come to you. Ooh, fantastic. We have another video here from our friends over at HubSpot. They are going to talk to us about geofilters, as I mentioned earlier, which are image overlays that can be added to snaps when a person is in a predefined location. These filters are a fun way for someone to communicate where they are and what they're doing. And your brand can create its own to promote an event or maybe even your office location. So let's check out this video.
If you've ever used Snapchat, you know how fun geofilters can be. Take a snap, swipe right, and check out the collection of customized designs. They're location-based, so you can show all of your followers where you're working or playing for the day. Most of the time, these filters are curated by the folks at Snapchat based on submissions from local artists. But perhaps you've been to an event, maybe a wedding or a conference, that had their own geofilter. It turns out they're not hard to create. First, you need to go to Snapchat's on-demand geofilters page. These are a specific kind of geofilter that allow business logos. Click Create Now and sign into your account. We suggest using Snapchat's Create Online tool. With drag and drop templates and pre-baked color schemes, it's a foolproof option. You can insert Bitmojis, logos, and other graphics right in the tool. Snapchat also gives you the option to create your own designs in Illustrator or Photoshop. Just be sure to use a 1080 by 1920 artboard. Export as a PNG so a transparent background shows, and keep the file size under 300 kilobytes. And remember, those graphics have to be 100% original. Once you're happy with your masterpiece, click Next and select the dates you want your geofilter to be available. Snapchat will give you a map to draw a polygon over the area where you want your filter to be available. Zoom in close to your location. This tool isn't meant for blanketing an entire city with a geofilter. In fact, you'll be charged based on the square footage of your geofence. Instead, create a geofilter for your upcoming event or celebration in a specific building or block. The price will update in the top left corner as you drag and adjust your area. Finally, enter your payment information and you're good to go. When your event arrives, use your other social networks to let your audience know that the geofilter is available. You might even try a user-generated content campaign. Offer an incentive for attendees to send you snaps featuring the filter. That way, you can begin forming a relationship with your audience, and they can help spread the word about your business on Snapchat.
Well, thank you to our friends at HubSpot for how to create a Snapchat geofilter. I've actually done this. I was at a wedding, and the wedding happened to be in someone's backyard. Yeah, huge property, so why not? And because it was just her backyard, we had several filters because the cost was so low. So we were able to create this custom geofilter just for her wedding day, with several filters actually for her wedding day. All right, now, meat and potatoes. How to define your Snapchat marketing strategy. So now it's time to examine what you want to do on the platform and how best to connect with your audience. And that means you should start with a deep understanding of who your audience is and what they expect from your brand. Snapchat's user base is on the younger side, don't forget. 71% of all users are under the age of 34 years old. This means you need to carefully consider the type of content your young audience wants. That starts with a strong understanding of who your buyer personas are and what they want from you. Buyer personas are fictionalized versions of your ideal customer. To create a persona, you pull real data about the behaviors and responses of your current and past customer base, asking questions such as, what makes a customer more likely to buy? What are the behaviors of my best customers? You conduct market research and interviews to determine what the demographic details, motivators, and goals of your ideal buyer are. This information is then coalesced into a description of a fictional buyer who will serve as a reminder of your target audience when drafting marketing materials and promotions and establishing messaging. Knowing the audience makeup of Snapchat, you may want to revisit your research and determine if there were different habits and goals of those under the age of 34. You can also conduct a small focus group by interviewing some of your best customers who are avid Snapchat users to determine what they look for in a brand, how often they use the app, and how they interact with friends on the app, and what they would like to see from you. This will give you a great starting point for understanding who you are communicating with and tailoring your marketing efforts on the platform. The next step in establishing a strategy for your Snapchat efforts is to figure out what types of content you'll publish. So let's go through a few ideas that are going to fuel your efforts. All right. People want and they prefer the unpolished, authentic look of behind-the-scenes stuff. So tours, sneak peeks at new things, allow your audience to feel more connected and a part of the experience. In this example I've got up on the screen here, GE introduces its employees to its audience and special projects in a tour from the brand. Get your audience snapping by creating activities they can participate in. This story from Starbucks features an image they want people to draw on and send to their friends. A great example of a brand considering the platform's native features and using this to drive a share-worthy campaign. Employee takeovers. They help people get to know your team members and see what life at your office is like. It's a fun way to showcase your culture, the interests of your staff members, and get new and interesting content that is outside the realm of your office and products. Curating snaps featuring your audience can propel the popularity of your account. Ask your customers, audiences in other social platforms, and Snapchat friends to send you snaps you can feature in an upcoming story on a specific theme. You can also tie this to a giveaway to generate additional interest and submissions. In this example, you can see how NASA gets its audience involved in its Cassini mission. The story format lends itself well to teaching someone how to do something in short instructional videos. Ask your associates what questions they frequently get asked, or check out the most popular searches that are coming from websites, and consider who on your team has an interesting skill and maybe showcase this in a story. It doesn't even have to be crazy serious. Taco Bell published a story detailing the struggles of opening a sauce packet and some unconventional and ineffective ways to go about it. Yes, I did say ineffective, yes. So it was absolutely hysterical. Oh my goodness, I wish it was still available. It was so funny. A game can be a fun way to get your audience interacting with you on Snapchat, either through the chat feature or by asking your audience to send you snaps. You can even feature these in your story that day. Here's an example of a fun holiday-themed game from the Los Angeles County Museum of Art. The great thing about Snapchat is that it's easy to create a short video and quickly get in front of your audience. There's no need for worrying over lighting, setup, or editing. When something newsworthy happens in the real estate market, get an internal expert on camera to explain the event, its implications, or what they find interesting about the news. You can also poll multiple people in your office to get a few quick opinions and some reactions. This is a simple and engaging way to provide relevant and interesting content. Finally, you'll need to establish a consistent publishing schedule on Snapchat, just like any other platform. This will drive you to produce creative snaps and stories on a regular basis. Your audience will need to learn to expect and look for content featuring your brand as well. And with a simple calendar, you can keep track of when company events are happening that you should cover on Snapchat and the editorial mix of content types you want to maintain. If multiple people in your company contribute to your Snapchat stories, use the calendar to indicate who is responsible for which calendar slot. This helps you to plan to be in the right place at the right time to get to the action and create compelling content for your growing audience. Unlike its social media competitors, Snapchat doesn't offer robust analytics data. This has made it difficult for brands to track their effectiveness and therefore invest more in the platform. Snapchat only offers information on the number of views, screenshots, and replies to your snap or story. The most basic metric, followers/friend count, isn't even available on the platform. Instead, you see a score that's the sum of all the messages sent and received. This number appears next to your username when you click the ghost icon. In addition, metrics are only available for 24 hours after you create a snap, so you'll need to set a reminder to log in and record the details after each update. You can find the metrics by viewing the story screen and clicking the icon with the 3 vertical dots next to My Story. A drop-down with your metrics will then appear. You should track the following metrics, listed here, to determine the success of your Snapchat marketing strategy and to better understand what content is performing well. Number of snaps, length of the story, views of the first snap, views on the last snap, engagement, or the number of screenshots or direct messages, and the completion rate, which is the percentage of people who watch a story from beginning to end. And you can calculate that number by dividing the number of story completions by the unique view count and multiply it by 100. Like I said, there are no robust analytics here. You could also track the fallout rate to determine when people dropped off when viewing your story. This is basically where people generally lost interest. Happens. Divide the difference by the views from the previous snap and multiply it by 100. This will be helpful in understanding what content contributes to people exiting from viewing your story. It's just kind of like on Facebook or YouTube. You get bored of watching something, so you leave. So same thing on Snapchat. You want to see where people stop watching, stop paying attention. If you have a business account, so I highly recommend you have a business account, and therefore pay to create and share ads with your followers on the app, you'll have access to the Snapchat Ad Manager. So this means you'll also have the ability to use the Snapchat Ad Manager analytics tool to learn more about the success of your advertising efforts among your followers in real time. With the Ad Manager's analytics tool, you'll be able to learn about your campaign performance, web conversions, and app conversions. So it's a little bit better to put some money behind something so you get the slightly more than not robust analytics off of Snapchat. The use of ads on Snapchat was fairly uncommon for quite some time, but the company has made steps to expand this side of their business by creating new formats and launching an API that simplifies the process of advertising and creating content through the agency partners on the app. This, along with its rapid growth of users and status as owning the mobile video space, has attracted the attention of big brands and those looking to get more time in front of the coveted millennial crowd. But the app's advertising options still do not compete with the variety of choices available on other social networks, such as Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. And in addition, the barrier to entry and its cost is much higher because the company is cautious to flood the app with branding and poorly performing content. Still, it's worth exploring the options available and how the app is changing in the digital advertising game. Snapchat Ads Manager is a self-serve tool in which you can purchase various ad products. With the Ads Manager, you can create and manage your campaigns, organize multiple ad accounts at once, handle all necessary payments, and invite members of your team to join the account. To begin, it's important to note that you'll need a business account to create ads on Snapchat. Once you enter your business details, you'll be prompted to create your first ad campaign as well as get set up with your ad account. Now you'll have the ability to create ads, create audiences types to target with your ads, and develop campaigns. Let's review the main types of ads you can implement in your Snapchat marketing strategy. Snap ads are full-screen mobile ads that appear in between or after content on Snapchat, such as after you view a story, you might see an ad. Snap ads can be photos, videos, GIFs, and more, and last up to 10 seconds. You can also include a swipe up feature to reveal more information, such as an article, a longer video, a website page, or an app install call to action, just to be sure to follow the required technical specifications for Snap ads. Brands can also sponsor lenses To create an experience for Snapchatters, users can add the lens to their photo or video and send the snaps to their friends or story. They use augmented reality to add objects and characters in your snaps. For example, during the All-Star game, the NBA sponsored a lens featuring high-profile players and raining confetti. These ads provide your business with a tile in Snapchat's Discover section of the app. The tile allows app visitors to look through a collection of 3 to 20 of your branded snaps. This is a great option if you're highlighting new video content or showing followers an updated line of products, such as your new listings or open houses coming up. Product ads are a great option if you're looking to display your product, services, and/or experiences in a shoppable ad format. With various ad options available, you can showcase your existing product line to help develop and automate your ad creation for your campaigns on Snapchat. As a brand, you can sponsor a Snapchat filter. Filters are seen by an average of 40 to 60% of Snapchat users daily, so these are a great form of advertising while your followers are in a specific location. These can be made available to all users or in a specific location. For example, McDonald's created this filter for all Snapchat users who open their app near any store location in the US. Snapchat has arguably changed the way major brands go about their marketing and advertising efforts. Ephemeral marketing, face filters, silly doodles on video, and other Snapchat influence visuals can be found in marketing campaigns for big brands, B2B companies, and others. While the app's features are still limited in comparison to that of other platforms, it's a creative playground where the content creators can test out new ideas and projects and find interesting ways to translate these for other platforms. And because it's still in its infancy, it's a lot easier to get noticed on the platform. In fact, a study found that when users view a brand's Snapchat story, they watch in its entirety 88% of the time. That's a significant break from accidentally clicking on banner ads or scrolling past ads and skipping pre-roll video on another platform like Facebook. I do that all the time. All this means it's a great time to get started with marketing your business and building brand through snaps and stories. Real estate and Snapchat are a match made in heaven. The former is a highly visual industry, while the latter does a good job of showcasing photos and videos. The app's real-time functionality creates a sense of being in the here and now, which allows for authenticity and better engagement. Snapchat can be incorporated successfully into your existing social media strategy as long as you produce the right content. Don't be afraid to experiment with the app, and don't shy away from asking followers what they'd like to see from you. So, that concludes my presentation today. If you did not get to download any of the files that I had shared, if you would like a copy of this presentation, or maybe you've missed some of the things that I had verbally said step by step on creating your profile and you want it in a written format so you can follow along and create your own profile, drop me a line, send me an email or a phone call, and I'm happy to help walk you through how to do what you want to do on Snapchat. So if there are no questions, I'm going to give it a sec because I know typing takes just a second to do, not like I type really fast either. But if there are no other questions, I do appreciate you taking the time and spending it with me today on learning Snapchat marketing. And again, if you need any further help with Snapchat or any other social media platforms, send me an email. Call me up. I'm here to help. Thanks a lot, everyone. I appreciate you joining me today. Until next time.